Welcome back to the PlayAbly Podcast. We just launched our biggest promotion of the year with THC and CBD company Soul. And if you know anything about cannabis marketing, you know the online ad restrictions make normal growth tactics feel almost impossible. You can't just run the same Facebook or Google playbook everyone else does, so promotions have to work harder. And that's exactly why PlayAbly's gamified rebates are such a game changer. This all builds up to February 8th for football's biggest day.
Exactly. Cannabis brands are basically playing on hard mode online. Ad platforms flag content, accounts get restricted, targeting is limited, and even if you're compliant, you can still get penalized. So instead of trying to force product ads through channels that don't want them, brands are shifting towards something platforms do allow: entertainment, community, and interactive experiences.
So let's break that down. Most industries can just slap 20% off on an ad, hit retargeting, and call it a day. But cannabis companies don't have that luxury, right?
Right. With cannabis, you've got this perfect storm: limited paid ad reach, strict compliance rules, age gating requirements, state by state restrictions, and then price compression on top of it. And the worst part, when you can't advertise normally, discounts become the default, which trains customers to wait for the next deal.
So, how do you drive sales without constantly screaming, buy this, especially when even talking about the product can trigger restrictions?
So that's where gamified rebates completely change the strategy. Instead of marketing the product directly, you're marketing the experience. Customers purchase at full price, then they participate in a fun, interactive moment tied to a real world event. If the condition hits, boom, they unlock cashback. It's not a coupon code. It's not a cheap brand moment. It's an experience with a reward.
And that part is huge because it's not really about the product in the way ad platforms are policing. It's about the trigger and the community moment.
Exactly. You're not making medical claims. You're not using risky language. You're not leaning on the product as the headline. You're building an interactive rebate around something public that everyone can verify, like snowfall, award show outcomes, or sports results. The brand still wins because the purchase happens up front and the customer feels like they're joining something bigger than just a transaction.
We've already seen this with the snowfall promotions, and now we've got brands signing up around the Winter Olympics, the Oscars, and the Super Bowl is the biggest one yet.
Totally. And with Soul specifically, the Super Bowl hits multiple segments of their audience at once. You've got the big game crowd, the snack and chill crowd, the I'm watching for the commercials crowd. And now instead of a boring discount banner, the promo becomes a digital experience people actually want to talk about.
Okay, but how are we keeping this compliant? Because cannabis regulations don't just restrict ads, they can restrict promo language too.
This is where the structure matters. We tie it to a public game outcome, like whether the Super Bowl goes into overtime. No gambling framing, no betting, no wager, no odds. There's none of that, and no product claims. It's pure entertainment plus a rebate mechanism that's clear, transparent, and legally clean.
That's honestly so smart because it creates the hype of something might happen without making it feel like a sportsbook promo.
Exactly. And the best part is it creates urgency without desperation. Customers aren't thinking this brand is discounting again. They're thinking, wait, if overtime happens, I get cash back. That's fun. It turns the purchase into a moment they want to participate in, which is everything in an industry that has to fight for attention without traditional ads.
So, what kind of results are we seeing so far?
The promotion launched this morning and runs until midnight the morning of Super Bowl Sunday. And even early on, we're seeing strong traction from the email campaign, which matters because for cannabis brands, owned channels like email and SMS are often the most reliable way to scale when paid ads are restricted.
We'll definitely need to do a case study episode in 2 weeks once we see the full performance. But I'm already wondering, could other brands replicate this?
Absolutely. Here's the four-part framework. First, pick a trigger tied to a public event everyone can verify. Second, structure your rebate tiers so it feels exciting and clear. Third, add the interactive layer, something that matches your brand personality. Fourth, build a distribution strategy that creates anticipation, because when ads are restricted, momentum matters even more.
That makes sense. But compliance has to be the part people worry about the most.
It is. Compliance is non-negotiable. You need age gating, state eligibility rules, shipping restrictions, and extremely clear terms and conditions. And you have to avoid gambling terminology completely. The whole point is to keep it framed as entertainment plus cashback, not chance-based betting or anything that could be interpreted as regulated gaming.
So, what are some other examples brands could run besides football?
So many. We've got Oscars triggers, like whether a movie wins Best Picture, Olympics outcomes, weather events, even pop culture moments like a box office record, like if Toy Story 5 hits a milestone. The magic is choosing a trigger that fits your audience, and PlayAbly helps with that because we build these promotions using analytics and segmentation, not random guesses.
I love how flexible it is. It's not one gimmick, it's a whole new category of promo strategy.
Exactly. The biggest lesson is shifting from discount driven to experience driven promotions. You can drive immediate sales without training customers to wait for price drops, and you build long term engagement at the same time. And in cannabis, where online advertising restrictions limit your ability to stay top of mind, that engagement is basically your lifeline.
So, this really could change how cannabis brands think about marketing overall.
It already is. The industry is still writing its marketing playbook, and gamified rebates are a way to grow without depending on the channels that keep shutting the door. You're not just pushing product, you're building a moment, a community experience, and a reason to engage that lives beyond here's a discount.
And that's the shift. When the rules make traditional marketing harder, the brands that win aren't the ones shouting louder. They're the ones getting more creative.
Exactly. In an industry with this many restrictions, finding compliant ways to create excitement while protecting brand integrity isn't just smart, it's essential. And that's why gamified rebates aren't just a fun promo, they're a glimpse into the future of cannabis marketing. Well, we'll definitely need a case study episode after this promotion closes to see how it all ends up. But we'll add the landing page link in our episode description for this episode so everyone can see how a live campaign like this looks. We'll catch you next time on the PlayAbly podcast.